trans femme and trans mass people getting ready in the morning. Come on, get flatter! Yes, that is definitely true. Well, not anymore, because a lot of people who've had surgery aren't like this anymore, but if you haven't had certain surgeries, yes, because no matter what happens, it never looks flat enough somehow. Like, especially a lot of like trans guys who bind, it kind of seems like there's still something there. But then again, most cis guys don't have a like completely flat chest. So if there's a little bit there, it doesn't matter too much. But the dysphoria will say it does. So get flatter, it is. Hello BabyQueers and welcome back to my channel. I know we just did like queer TikToks, but we also gotta do queer memes, because why the hell not? So either way, you know the deal. Before I continue, y'all gotta get hydrated. So grab some water, or some tea, or whatever else you like to drink, and then we'll continue. Are you hydrated? Good, let's go. Trans men. I'm a man despite my upbringing and what other people may think. Cis men with fragile masculinity. No, I'm a man. I can't eat pink ice cream. It's gonna make me a girl. Because according to transphobes, you're a girl if you do anything remotely feminine as a guy. Because how dare you hold your wife's or girlfriend's handbag? You're a woman now. But if a trans woman is full on just like wearing skirts and dresses or wears makeup and nail polish, then it doesn't matter, she's still a guy, because logic, I guess. But yeah, listen, can we not be that fragile? Why are you wearing women's clothing? I'm not, I'm wearing my clothes. I did not steal these clothes from a woman. I did not borrow these clothes from a woman. These are my clothes. You know, because, I mean, especially if, like me, you're very tall, obviously. Sometimes shopping in the women's department is just, like, easier, because it's easier to find clothes that fit and aren't super baggy, because, like, this shirt is super baggy. Because I like baggy clothes, but sometimes you don't want super baggy clothes. And then sometimes it's just easier to shop in women's departments or kids section, by the way. But does that make me a kid if I shop in the kids section? Maybe. According to this logic, it probably does. I put on the children's clothes, but then I always wear stuff from different departments. So this is a men's shirt. I think I'm wearing like women's pants right now. And this is either men's section or probably boys section as well. So what am I? Non-binary and confusing to people. Okay, good. I have a question about non-binary people. Could you help me? Sure. Oh good, you're so much nicer than the other non-binary people I've asked. Oh? They talked about how educating me on their gender wasn't their responsibility and that they didn't have the energy to do it. I mean, they're not wrong. Not being cis means having to explain our gender over and over again umpteen million times. There's also those who'll ask us questions about our gender just to debate us. It's hard to tell who's asking in good faith or not. So please don't take it personally, some of us are just tired. This. Because you either get like really weird comments up, oh my god, that's so brave. It's so brave, I could never. Or you get the, okay, but what's in your pants? What's your real name? You know? Because some of these people might not even mean harm. Like they just don't realize how insensitive it is really, because they're not really thinking about it. They're just like, oh, curiosity, and then just hit you with weird questions. And yes, it's kind of generally hard to tell who's really just asking out of curiosity. And even then, you might not have the energy to explain, because you probably have to have this conversation a lot. And you probably have to deal with a lot of people being weird about your gender either way, a lot. And then you might not want to talk about it that much with people who aren't trans. So you might just want to be like, dude, please just Google. Google is your friend. Even if you go on TikTok and just like look up non-binary TikToks and watch a bunch of fun TikToks, you know, because yeah. Like, listen, if you have the energy and you like explaining to people, sure, why not? Like, I'm not saying you can't, but if you're exhausted, don't feel like you have to. I think queer people should be more confusing, actually. I think we should make everyone as confused as possible until they give up and realize that total understanding of other people isn't the gateway to respect and compassion. Because, honestly, you can never fully understand what being trans is like or what being queer is like if you're not. Because someone telling you what it's like versus actually understanding what it's like because you've lived that life or because you've lived that experience is kind of impossible. Like, even queer people don't have the same experiences as other queer people. But it's a lot easier to relate if you have like similar experiences. But that doesn't mean you can't be like, okay, I might not understand it. Like, I might not even get what you find about attractive about other men as a man because I'm straight and I'm attracted to women. I might not get it. But that doesn't mean I need to be a dick to you. That's a wild thought, I guess. Do you think straight people understand what a mammal is? Yeah, 100 years of animation have taught us that, no. They'll tell me to take a biology class because I'm trans, and then they turn around and put tits on a duck. Please just no. Can we stop with the absolutely weird animation designs? Because if you put like a woman as a like synchronization speaker person to speak for this animated creature, then people are gonna go, oh yeah, that's a she. And then if you put a men's voice, they're gonna be like, oh yeah, that's a he. Even if you put the exact same creature. You can just like copy and paste it. Well, obviously you can't because it would probably look weird if you have like completely identical ones, but you could just copy and paste it. And maybe change like a little bit of the size, you know? And please don't make the male bigger if it's normal for the species to have the female one be bigger. Either way, y'all, if you're trying to animate a creature, please know stuff about the creature you're trying to animate, I guess. Transphobes, according to the transphobes, steal the rights of cis men, steal the wombs of cis women. A transphobe in reality, you're the prettiest pickle in all the lands. Yeah, listen. I don't know if it's just because we care less about what other people think of us because we kind of have to care less, but trans people are some of the most adorable people ever. Because when you're already kind of unpacking how stupid gender roles are and how weird society is about things, it's kind of easy to unpack the, oh, let's be adult and serious one and just admit that cats are absolutely freaking adorable and the baby a cat. I know a lot of people do that, but I hope you know what I'm getting with this. A girl. I'm gay and I want to date you. Every lesbian. Well, gang, it looks like we got another mystery on our hands. I really wish this was just a joke, but I know as a lesbian you could probably walk up to other lesbians and be like, you're so pretty, sit on my face, and they would still think you're just like being nice and paying them a compliment. You know, so maybe don't try this because I feel like it could also very easily just come across weird, but still, you could be that direct and other lesbians might still not jump on it. I'm really hoping it's not most lesbians. Me, trying to pass as a guy. The urge to wear skats and highlighter. Hi. You're trying to pass? Well, honestly, the amount of people who will at some point probably think you're a trans woman because they're just like, oh yeah, I'm trans, and then you're just like wearing skirts and eyeliner, they'll be like, oh, manly looking person trying to pass as a woman, right? You're a trans woman. And they're like, no, that's no. But oh well. I feel like with effort I could probably pass as both. although passing as, like, you know, if I would just like shave completely and maybe put on makeup and everything, and maybe not wear shirts that expose my chest, you know, I could still pass as a woman if I wanted to. And I could pass as a guy, although I'm tiny, so I'll still look like I'm 12 years old, you know. But I could. But listen, if you want to wear eyeliner and skirts and you don't really care that people are going to misgender you, go off. You're going to look so good. A fun fact, the word panic is actually from the Greek word panikos, which is referring to the Greek god Pan, who apparently shouted at people who were alone in the woods and freaked them out. Career goals? The real pansexual agenda. Screaming at random people in the woods or scaring random people, because whatever floats your boat, I guess. But the kind of scaring random people already think it's weird. Like, people already, well, actually, they like to ignore bisexuality and that anything other than bisexuality actually exists. Because if you come out as pan, they'll be like, wait, isn't that just like bi? Well, actually, they won't know what it is, and then you explain, and they're just like, well, so you're bi then. And I'm really sorry, people are dicks, I know, but listen, if you just want to shout at people in the woods because you're frustrated from having the same conversation, no matter who asks about your sexuality, then, yeah, I'm not sure it counts as an agenda if people made you do it. Gay teacher. I'm a panromantic asexual, and my best friend is bisexual, and no, we're not dating. And we had this new drama teacher. To us, it was obvious he was gay, and we looked at him, looked at each other, raised our eyebrows, and giggled. Then we looked back to him, and he gave us this knowing look and a nod, and my friend tipped ahead, and I snapped my fingers, and finger gunned. Then a random dude asked, what was that? And my friend just replied, communication. And honestly, it took 5 minutes for us to, and our teacher, to stop laughing before we could carry on with the lesson. Because you just know. This is what I mean. To straight people's gaydar, if you're not like a complete stereotype to what they think being gay or lesbian is, they're not potentially just not gonna catch it, which might be good because that way the homophobic people maybe won't catch it either. But other queer people will still know, and it's funny. Okay, someone's shopping with their friend. You look great. Okay, person goes to get changed again, comes back in a dress. You look happy. You still look great, but you look happy, which is more important, actually. And I get being surprised. Because again, other queer people might know something is up with your gender, or that there's some level of dysphoria, and might still be figuring out how to bring it up. Cis people might not necessarily catch it. And will maybe be caught off guard if you suddenly show up in a dress because they thought, oh, you're a guy, and then you're just like, actually, no, I'm not. But I hope all of your friends or family members are this supportive. I know not everyone will be, but I really hope y'all get to have positive reactions like these. Huge shout out to the guy at the bar who said, I like your dress, ma'am. And when I was like, I'm a man, but thank you, he was like, oh shit, I like your dress, homie. Just know that I love you forever. A nice dress is a nice dress. Because fair, if you like the way a dress looks, does the person who's wearing it actually matter? It just means that this person chose a nice dress to wear. But I love how casually he just corrected himself, like, oh, my bad. Nice dress, man. Honestly, I really wish more people were like this, because a lot of people would gonna be like, but then why are you wearing a dress? But are you sure you're a man? Like, didn't your dick fall off when you put on a dress? You know, these kind of men. I get that you love him forever because he's just chill. Rainbow reflection on water. Oh my god. Finally, the gays have polluted the water supply. They're turning the frogs gay. Okay, I have to tell you, I did think that the actual dude saying that turning the freaking frogs gay, I thought he was saying that as a parody, but apparently he wasn't. Apparently he was like that serious, and people just made a meme out of it because it was so ridiculous. I still don't know how he could like seriously say this, like wholeheartedly be like, no, they're polluting the water supply and they're turning the frogs gay. What would we even, like, frogs are already gay. No, actually, frogs are apparently all kind of pansexual. I don't make the rules. But what would even the point be? Are we just, like, experimenting on the frogs before we pollute the water, or before we find out how to turn things gay with water, and then we're gonna turn all the humans gay? Is that our end goal? I didn't read the memos, I'm sorry. I'm gonna write a fantasy novel where there's a love triangle, but then the girl realizes she's asexual and gets a puppy and a cat, and the two boys fall for each other. Okay, I would read that. Yeah, I'd better get to work then. And then the two guys realized they were only fighting for the girl because they wanted to impress each other. Okay, this is an improvement. I think we have a solid start. Someone please turn this into a book, or a movie script, or a series. And there you go. I would watch or read the shit out of it. Please somebody make this a thing. Hi. Is she flirting with me? What if she's just really friendly? How do I let her know I'm bisexual? I don't know what her star sign is. Oh. No. This isn't even gay well, it's bisexual panic. But yeah, I feel like she already knew. And I feel like maybe you don't have to figure out if she's flirting right away. You can just say hi back and see where the conversation goes. Because maybe she'll say something to either let you know that she knows you're queer, or it's gonna like end up being weird anyways and you're not gonna vibe, or you're gonna vibe and then just like get to know each other slowly and then find out you're both queer. You know, maybe just say hi back next time. Yeah, instead of panicking, because yeah, now you don't know what her star sign is, and you don't know if you would have been a great match. Or great friends. You don't know. Oh, your pronouns are he, they? Well, that's mathematically incorrect, because you can still simplify the fraction since both sides have he, making your pronouns technically 1/ty. Wait, no, I get it this time. Oh, this is not funny. This is math. This is a math joke. The least funny of all jokes. Okay, even better, 1/ty implies the inverse of thank you. Pronouns, ungrateful. I'm ungrateful that you assigned me a gender at birth. I don't like it. I'm not vibing with it, so I'm very ungrateful for it. Ungrateful for gender is kind of a mood, actually. Because, like, non-binary people tend to be... I'm not saying non-binary people are one of two categories, because that's just wild and makes no sense. But a lot of non-binary kind of lean towards, like, gender full. So they're very grateful for gender. Maybe not the one they were assigned, but they're very grateful for gender. And just kind of vibe with all the expressions of gender. And the kind of people who are very ungender, or genderless, really. And kind of try to not be any part of it. So, I don't know. Ungrateful about gender is still a non-binary mood, though, I guess, even for both categories. Do you find any part of a guy attractive? Yes, actually. I usually find their girlfriends attractive. I will reblog this until the day I die. I mean, I'd like to argue that their girlfriends aren't really part of them. But I see your point, and touché. New school. My biology teacher. Okay, guys, so blah blah science is the part of your brain that controls your attraction. For example, I am attracted to males and females. New kid. Wait, you're bi? Class. Duh. So does that mean you're a biology teacher? Did you just? I will accept this pun. Because I think you're just trying to show you're accepting and try to be funny and bond with the new teacher because you're probably also queer. So I will accept it, because usually it's like the English or drama teachers gay kids or queer kids flock to, but if your biology teacher is bi, it's fair. Men. I'm not homophobic. I just don't want a random guy hitting on me. It's weird. Women everywhere. Do you think we want that? to just like have random mid hit on us when we're just like trying to get our groceries or trying to fill up a gas tank or trying to walk anywhere. Do you think we want to? No. Listen, I know some women maybe like it or see it as like flattering, but I think most women just want to go about their days without having random men hit on them, you know? I never really understood Mean Girls Too Gay to Function until I was too gay to function. Too Gay to Function TM, Sappho, circa 500 BC. I cannot weave. Slender Aphrodite has overcome me with longing for a girl. Listen, I think queers have always been too queer to function. You know, being too gay to function is kind of a thing. It's like gay panic, only maybe less panicky, because if you're just like daydreaming because you just met the cutest girl and you just can't help but picture your life together with her and then you're just daydreaming, you're not gonna function either. You might not be panicking, but it's kind of very similar but very distinctly different, I guess. Trans non-binary people will put he, she, they in their bio, and I'm just like, wow, that doesn't affect me at all, and then I go about my life. Yeah, because even if you're just like, that doesn't make sense to me, good. Either like go look it up, watch a few of the videos, see if they like explain why they use that pronouns, or just decide that you don't care at all and just move on about your day. Because it literally doesn't affect you at all. Like, same if you see someone who does like vegan cooking, because they're like, okay, I'm vegan, I love vegan cooking, I want to show that it's versatile, I want to show that there's so many great things you can do, and you scroll past it, and they're just like, hey, check out this great vegan recipe. And you're just like, ew, no, but I love meat, I don't want to go vegan, I don't even want to cook anything vegan. Just scroll past. Don't leave angry, haha, but meat is so great comments, because it's just weird, man. Girl boy with a he-him pin on one sleeve and a she-her pin on the other. Two people sitting on either side of her, aggressively correcting each other on his pronouns. Her pronouns. His pronouns. It'd just be so funny. If you just like have earrings or something with like he, him, she, her. Or just like have buttons on your shoulders so it's like actually opposite sides. And they're just sitting there and then you watch people just... because they're both just looking at their pin and they're just like, no, he's wearing a pronoun pin. It clearly says he, him. He's a guy. And the other one, no, she's a girl. But you're not talking about the pin. You're just like, please do this. It'd just kind of be funny. A lady at the Apple Orchard Disco the other night asked if I was born a man or a woman, and I, drunk, beckoned her close to whisper and then hollered, I was born a baby, into her ear. That's what you get for asking silly questions, because yeah, we were all born a baby. That's kind of how this works, because everyone's born a baby. And until you come along and be like, no, but this baby has this set of genitals, so we have to make it follow these strict rules, or oh, it has the other set of genitals, these rules. Kind of ignoring the millions of intersex people alive here right now. I know, I'm sorry, but yeah, listen. Ask silly questions and get hollered in your ear, I guess. Are you a girl or a boy? Not really. Also a valid answer. Also, not if I can help it. I don't know. What gender? It's around here somewhere. Or just like, last time I checked, no. Honestly, just any answer, just no. Or yes. Again, with the genderless or genderful kind of thing. You can just say, oh yeah, yes I am. Or just say, no you're not. You know, both is funny because they're just gonna look confusing. Look confused. And you're gonna be confusing to them. They. This one sparks joy. He or she, this one, does not spark joy. Because yeah, if you use he, him pronouns, cool. If you use she, her pronouns, also cool. If you think everyone should be using either he, him, or she, her, because you're just like, no, there's only two genders, because you cannot imagine anything other than your own experience, apparently, not cool. It does not spark joy, but just being like, oh yeah, random person, I don't know their gender, it doesn't matter in this case. Like, even if you talk about a woman and their gender doesn't matter, I will sometimes randomly just say they. You know, because sometimes it really doesn't matter. Like, if I'm talking about a person, like if I'm talking about a friend, that gender will probably not matter to the story I'm telling. So, yeah. And to finish off, because I haven't done a polyamorous video in quite a while, and I still have this picture saved from the 30th of July, I'm just gonna include it here, because why not? Polyamorous men who celebrate their female partners having relationships with other men are often mocked as cocks and deemed weak by society, but in reality, the opposite is true. A man who celebrates his partner's autonomy, who has overcome the possessiveness that men are taught to have over their partners, and who unpack their toxic masculine beliefs, show great emotional maturity, resilience, and strength. According to traditional definitions of masculinity, that does sound pretty manly to me. Because honestly, no, people are just weird about it in general. Because if a woman is polyamorous, it's always like, did your boyfriend make you, like your boyfriend wanted an open relationship, right? Without considering that polyamory isn't necessarily about sex. Like, some people, yeah, they really enjoy that aspect of polyamory, of being able to sleep with several people, because the way they like to have sex is kind of different from person to person, so they might want to live out different things with different people, which is fair. We're not coming for it, but kind of ignoring that, or like thinking that that's the only reason to do anything is, or like any kind of reason to be in a relationship, is kind of restrictive as is. And to be like, okay, but you let your girlfriend sleep with other men, kind of ignoring that a lot of polyamorous people are A, queer, and B, listen, I don't know where that thought was going. People are just really weird about polyamory and queerness in general, but I feel like polyamory as well as like bisexuality is so hard apparently for people to grasp. And once again, why are we trying to understand it? You don't necessarily have to understand it. If you do, cool. If you try to understand it, also great. Like, if you want to understand something, no one's coming for it. No one's trying to look into like the experiences of other people. But still, you don't actually necessarily have to understand something, and just willfully ignoring that someone else's experience might be valid just because it's not my experience is also just very ignorant. So yeah, that was all the memes and text posts and comics I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed them. I just realized I haven't included queer art in quite a while. Oh well. On that note, I also have an email address for fan art, which I will link in the description. So if you actually did fan art, that would be really cute and I'd be honored. Send it to me and like tell me which name you want me to put on screen, and I'll include it in my next video. Yeah, or even if you have other queer art that you want me to include, it doesn't have to be fan art about me. If you have cool queer art you want me to include, send it to me as well. And maybe let me know if you have like a specific video, if it's just like, if I should put it in any video or if I should put it in like a lesbian video or whatever. Let me know, I'll link the email. And yeah, on that note, I'll leave you here and I'll be back in a few days with my next video.